Hey y'all, welcome back to Resilient and Rowdy. It's your favorite unreliable narrator. It's Jess. All right, last time I published an episode was around April. And in preparation for this episode, I actually listened to that episode. And in reflection of that, I was like, Homegirl needs a hug. Are you okay? No, Homegirl was not okay. So many things were up in the air, big changes. So, just to recap last episode, I was just going through some big changes with the federal jobs up in the air. My dream job that I had last year that was so much fun working on a mental health campaign, I did not get my contract renewed because they cut the budget for veterans' mental health and suicide prevention, which makes zero sense. And the concept of that and the reality of that was so disheartening. And add on top of that, of me not having a job, I had an inkling around January. I was told around my birthday that, okay, there's a possibility we're still good. And then after my birthday was, hey, girly pop, you need to find a job. Let me know if you need help with your resume. And I'm just like, oh, wow, okay. So I had published that episode in the midst of everything. And yeah, so I'm just looking back on that episode, just, oh my gosh, I just want to hold myself right now and just give her a big hug and just tell her that everything's going to be okay. I know sometimes like it's hard to do that with yourself in the moment, but yeah, here we are. It's October and everything's going to be okay, girly pop. So I don't know. If you're going through that right now, I promise you, it always works out. As long as you're putting in the work, you're going to be okay. So, yeah, I just had to pull myself by the bootstraps and just get out there and start applying for jobs and not let that debilitating, crushing moment define the rest of the year. It was April. We're still early in the year, still early enough to make some moves. I wasn't expecting getting a job so soon, but I'm incredibly grateful. So there's that. But I will admit that I think maybe I should have taken a little bit of a break because I was definitely just like pushing myself, just steam engine rolling, maybe girl boss a little too close to the sun. But in this volatile job market, I think that was just very important and grateful to have a new job and a new career field and really wanted to open those new doors and immerse myself in that to the best of my ability. And that meant putting a lot of things to the side. So traveling, my social life, and just personally just showing up because it was a big change. It's a big jump. And I really wanted to adjust well to that, especially just a little more of a rigid schedule of Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and maybe not as much travel. It's been going really well, and I'm just so grateful. I'm really proud of myself, to say the least. And I'm really glad that I did that because it has clearly paid off in so many ways. But yeah, I was just very nervous going into that. I think naturally I am very humble. I'm just a girl trying to figure things out and trying to do life. And I think with focusing and hustling, I've really been able to just add to my confidence and my ability to carry myself. So it's been really fulfilling. And as y'all know, I've been a little more private lately, just a little more private about my personal life and just things going on, just trying to protect my peace, right? So y'all can keep checking my LinkedIn. You're not going to see shit, okay? But basically, I work for a law firm now. And so it's a very serious environment. And there's a time and a place, right? So I'm like, oh gosh, am I fit for this environment? I tried really hard to not meow at people. It's me. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think I always want to just blame like my TBI and my concussions, but I was weird before that. I think I did fall down the stairs when I was like little. Anyways, Yeah, there's that. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to get reported to HR for meowing at people? And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe they just think I'm just really funny and they want to hear my cat noises. I was really nervous about all that. But I think given my work experience and what I bring to the table and the results, I think they're just like, okay, she's a little weird, but we'll keep her. I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, so I don't share too much and enjoying it and learning so much. And I personally just align really well with jobs, projects, volunteering, where there's passion and purpose. That is just my cup of tea. I'm really grateful to just be a part of that and changing people's lives and yeah, putting that degree to work, and here we are. So there's that. The only downside to that, yeah, was just like not traveling as much. There was some work travel, but like not seeing my friends as much. And that was just like a huge shift that really tests my communication skills. And I'm like, hey, like I'm just burnt out. I'm really tired. I barely really get a time to just enjoy my own company. And I just need to rest or go to the gym and have some R&R, and just telling the people in my life that I love them and I miss them, but I need to take a moment. And then even feeling guilty for relaxing and taking a break. Just the other week, I like sat down and actually watched a documentary, and I just felt guilty for not doing anything, quote unquote. But I'm reminded by friends of mine, and then just the saying in my head is that rest is also productive. You can't be just burning yourself out, just always trying to be productive, and not working from home anymore. I'm not able to multitask. I'm in a meeting and I'm folding laundry. I was so grateful for that because laundry is just the never ending story. Oh my gosh. Adulting. And sometimes I just space out so hard that I forget that I'm human, and I'm just like, oh my God, I have to drink water? So you see my dilemma. Internally, I'm just like screaming all the time, but externally, I'm just like, so yeah, just like adjusting to all of that has been huge. So I'm just really proud of myself. Sometimes it sounds like the bare fucking minimum, but here we are. And it's also a place that I've worked really hard to be. I give myself some grace, take a seat and drink some water, and then just keep it going, because I really like the momentum that I've been building and keeping on. There's just always something to do, right? But as I mentioned, rest is also like productive. Taking care of yourself so that you can show up better is always productive. So if you're similar to like me, girl, sit your ass down, have some wine, play with your dog, take a breath, smoke a cigarette. I'm just kidding. We don't do that here. We just joke about it, okay? Sometimes y'all don't know when I'm joking, and it like kills the vibe when I feel like I have to explain a joke. Like it's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard. Okay, whatever. Anyways. And another big change that I've also kept private, but I wanted to finally share, is over the summer I met somebody, and I actually knew him before, and I just had to keep it private while I was figuring it out, while we were figuring it out. And as I've been single for a couple of years, I'd only recently tried dating, and it just hasn't worked out. The dating world is nowhere for a lover girl to be. If you want to go out and have fun, it's perfect for you. Hot girl summer, do your thing. But despite everything that's happened, I still believe in true love and really just wanted that. I feel like I have a lot to give and a lot to bring to the table, and I've really worked on myself. I don't want to settle. So I've just been looking for someone to really just spend my time with and to love on, and it's just not what's on the dating apps right now, and even just like in person. However, as I have mentioned before, every now and then I meet someone that's just wonderful. They're a delight, whether they're single or they're taken. It just gives me hope. I was like, okay, so there's some good people still out there. And I know that he's out there, right? I had a lot of walls up going into it. And I don't know, with anyone that I run into that I used to know, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm aware of how annoying I used to be and still am. And probably how, I don't know, it's like a huge bitch. Like my behavior, if you've been here with me throughout all these eras, at least you know that I'm self-aware. So I'm like, okay, I was either really weird, annoying, or maybe like sassy, and I should probably apologize. I'm on my apology tour, but whatever. I'm meeting up with them, I'm like apologizing from the get. I'm like, hey, I was most likely probably weird and annoying and like maybe a bitch to you, so I'm sorry. I don't like who I used to be. And which is such a bummer because a lot of people remember me in a really good light, and I'm over here just like beating myself down. Oh my God, did you really do that? Yeah, I did a lot of things. So here we are, right? And I think he took that well. He was just like, actually, no, like you weren't. But I was like, okay. And yeah, he's a breath of fresh air, and it was just something that I'm not used to. The trenches have not been kind, but I still got a good heart. And getting to know him and getting to know me throughout this process have definitely been really interesting. And yeah, it's been going really well. Again, I'm pretty private about that and don't want to share too much, but all I'll say is that I'm really grateful that I have invested so much in just working on myself and taking that break of being single, focusing on just really developing into a more grounded person and coming to the fact of, hey, like you're still alive. You need to figure out a plan. And I made that plan and I'm sticking to it. And I plan on dying at an old age. So y'all are going to get sick of me, but I'm just happy to be here. That being said, feeling okay. I'm glad that we met at this time because I feel a little more prepared, but there was definitely still little things that came up that everything is great in theory, but then in practice, it's a whole other story, right? So a lot of things even surprised me and really put me to the test as well. And I'm really proud of myself and just really glad that the toxic days are behind me and little things just pouring into me, loving me, and developing self-worth and self-respect and not settling. Stuff like that is just something that I really want so many people, men, women, to do and take the time to do. Don't rush that. It's a really beautiful journey. And if you all want me to dive a little more into that, I can only share my experience and the things that I've picked up and learned from other people. And so it felt right. And so it's just a huge blessing. And then other little things that I also have to just sit and process and deal with. And yeah, I'm just really proud of the person that I'm becoming. And it's all a test, right? So just showing up as that person that I've been working so hard to be, and just having somebody to share those little moments with is really nice too. I'm really grateful to have a lot of really great friends as well. And it's just a little more special when it's obviously like your partner. So yeah, we've been dating and it's going really well. And I'm really happy. So yeah, that's that. I don't want to share too much. Sorry. I'm not there yet. But yeah, I'm in my lover girl era. Lots of eras. So yeah, some big changes. And overall, I count my blessings and I'm very grateful, but it's been a long time coming. It's been a wild year. That being said, just like going through all these big changes and not trying to fall back into any like bad habits or self-destructive behavior, self-sabotaging, all of those things that were just very much huge things that I used to do. Sometimes I still sit with the fact that I'm like 31 and still talking to you guys on this platform. And so I'm really grateful that y'all still tune in. I'm really grateful that throughout the months that I just had to take a break, that I got messages and just people checking in on me. But I'm just really excited to get back into things. And I wanted to just catch y'all up on what's been taking up my time and why I've had to retreat a little more, just being a little more protective of the person that I've been becoming, and as well as my surroundings. These big changes have really shown me a lot in myself and in others. And it's been a little disappointing in some ways. I feel like I'm always rooting for other people, and I guess I noticed who wasn't. And that's okay. But dealing with that grief has definitely been hard as well. It's the people that grew up with parents that just told them like, oh, they're just jealous. I'm just not that type of person. relate to that anymore. I guess like when you're not deeply insecure, you're not comparing yourself to other people. And I'm always just trying to root for others, because you do block your own blessings when you don't root for other people, right? But just like finally feeling like I'm catching up with everyone my age and just feeling better mentally in so many ways, and navigating these big changes, and hoping that certain people who have been with me from the messy years until now would be there clapping. But that's fine. Like I said, there's just some grief with that, and I had to sit with that, but reminded that I've got really great friends that I've really made a note of. And that's all you have to do. You grow out of certain friendships and spaces, and that's okay. But it's just a lot of big changes in a short period of time. And I can be a little bit of a melancholic person, just trying not to wallow in that heartbreak. So that's what resilience looks like for me right now, is just navigating these big changes, sticking to these good habits that I've established, and holding the people that are loving and supportive of me just closer, and being just all the more grateful of that. Quality over quantity is huge. And yeah, being okay with still enjoying the little things. There's still a lot of goals that I want to meet, and there's things that I want to do, and I sometimes have to sit and just look at the progress that I've made and know that I'm still on my way. But like I said, I used to compare myself a lot. So I'm feeling like, oh, I'm just not catching up with everyone else, and still feeling behind in some ways. But then I'm like, my journey has been so different. Obviously, y'all know that. So I cannot compare. And obviously, comparison is the thief of joy. So yeah, just 31 and still just a girl trying to figure it out and show up better. So that's me. But I wanted to come back mostly because I still keep running into some really cool people. I know some really cool people that have amazing stories, and I know that we need some positivity and some encouragement and some inspiration, especially on social media these days. So I just can't wait to get back into that, and just sitting with y'all, because these conversations, they are very organic. So I'm sitting there with y'all just learning from my guests more in depth of their journey and the things that they've learned, and the very beautiful glimpses of light that we can all just take and share, and a credit to these really strong and resilient folks. So I am just so excited to get back into interviewing people and sharing their stories. It's some tough times out there. We're in some, what do they call it? Unprecedented times. So we need some resilience. We need a little bit of rowdiness and just that glimpse of hope to keep us chugging along until the end of the year. It still blows my mind that we're in October, but here we are. And I want to finish this episode by saying that, yeah, we're coming up on those cold months. Seasonal depression is a thing. And yeah, it gets stressful during the holidays. So I hope that, kind of like I mentioned earlier in this episode, I hope that you're slowing down. I hope that you're resting, you're taking a break, you're taking care of yourself so that you can show up better. I hope that you can take care of yourself in other ways that you might see that you need to do. If you're military or a veteran, if you need to get connected to resources, if you need help of any kind, please reach out. There's so many amazing programs. And being 31 now and starting this platform at 25, and some of the things that I haven't necessarily shared, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this, that I promise you that it really does get better. I just need you to hold on a little bit longer to see that through. And there's going to be a part of you that is incredibly grateful that you stayed, and hopefully you can be that light to other people. I saw a meme the other day that was like, we need more middle-aged freaks and weirdos to show the young freaks and weirdos that everything will be okay. And I use that terminology lightly, okay? I also thought about doing this episode last month, but I was definitely just put through the ringer with life and work, especially. I'm getting worked like a dog, y'all. Oh my gosh, but here we are. But mostly because, as good as some of the things are that I've shared, sometimes there is this like glimpse of grief that strikes me, that I'm here enjoying life and happy and in a good place. And there's some friends of mine that are just no longer here that I just wish were here. Thankfully, I've developed really good spiritual practices, so I pray to them, but I miss them a lot. And so I share that to say that myself and others, and there's people in your life that love you and care about you, and they just want you to see it through. And yeah, sometimes rock bottom is really dark and lonely, but there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And I hope that you find that light, whatever that may be, if that's friends, family, faith, funny memes on the internet, looking forward to breakfast in the morning, some coffee. I hope that you find something that helps you stay. And if you're struggling and if you need resources, please don't hesitate to reach out or just talk to a friend or play with your dog, play with somebody's dog, play with some animals. Animals always make me happy. But yeah, so just really honored to still have this platform and have people that care. And I just really wanted to get that message out there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking in on me. I'm glad that you're still here. And yeah, hold on to your butts because we've got some really exciting topics coming up soon. So yeah, if you need me, you know where to find me. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok sometimes. Lemon bar recipes can be sent to jess@resilientrowdy.com. Or I don't know, tell me like the office cheese man. I'll be liking the tea. Sometimes I just don't want to be in the loop. Okay, bueno. All right, bye y'all.